Hi, I'm Megan Moore, a senior on the women's golf team, and you are watching the Black and Gold Report on WFXB.
Good afternoon, Braves fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report, a program all about UNCP athletics. I'm Kevin Freeman, and on this week's show, we're going to learn a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes at the Black and Gold Report. But first, we're joined again by head wrestling coach O.T. Johnson. Coach, welcome back to the program. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
You had a pretty successful season so far. I know there's a long way to go, but give us your overall impression of the season, whether you want to talk about the duels or the tournaments. How's the team developing and growing?
I'm going to talk a little bit about both. Right now, you're kind of starting to see things fall into place. And obviously, the guys have got a lot of matches under their belt. They're becoming seasoned, and they kind of know what's going to work for them, what's not going to work for them. And this stage of the season, we're really trying to just fine-tune a few things. We got the weight under control for the most part, and now we're just trying to basically strategize for our top 10 to 12 guys that are going to be hopefully representing at the regional tournament. But as far as duel-wise, right now we're 7-6 with a big match tomorrow night, and we left a few duels out there that we had opportunity to win as a team. But it's when you have a young team, there's a lot of unknowns, and early in the season we had a lot of matches that we lost because of our youth. Mm-hmm. So overall, not too shabby.
Great. Well, we've talked a lot about how many new faces you have on the team, and the newest face is the 157 is Justin Pencook. He's a transfer student. Correct me if I'm wrong. Joined the team at the start of this semester. Talk about the skill set that Justin brings to the table, and are you pleased with what you've seen from him so far?
Very pleased with Justin. He came in that semester, like you said. He's done a good job for us. I think he's 8-1 right now. Big move guy, so always good to have a guy like that in the lineup in the dual meet where. If you're down a little and hey, you got him coming up and he can definitely let it fly. Very explosive. Another Jersey guy that comes in with a lot of wrestling under his belt. So, he's been a good spark for us so far. Okay, well
let's talk about some of the meets that you've had over the last week or so. First, I wanted to talk about the Super Region 1 duels that you had in Newberry, South Carolina. You went 3-1 on the trip. You beat Mercyhurst, you beat Seton Hill, you beat West Liberty before you lost a pretty close one to 7th-ranked Pitt Johnstown in your final duel. Were you pleased with the team's overall performance during that tournament?
Absolutely. Obviously would have loved to go 4-0, but I think that match against UPJ was one of those matches where, kind of really defined our season, how it's going to finish up for us. Because after that, I think a lot of the guys started to, reevaluate what they wanted out of the rest of the season. Even though we lost the match, we definitely showed some fight, because that same team ended up beating another pretty good team in Newberry. So it came down to the wire. And the last couple of years, we haven't had an opportunity to wrestle in that duel where it came down to the wire, and for us to be in the match from the start to the end was very exciting. And we had some guys that were out of the lineup, so if we have our full lineup, I know we can beat that team, and so definitely show some promise. Beating those other three teams, was a great, exciting time for us as a program. Mercyhurst obviously is ranked 10th in the country right now, so just lets us know we're a good team when we have everything clicking, and we don't have everything clicking right now, so that's good.
And that was Mercyhurst's first loss of the season when you guys beat them. You also had your first home duel of the season. You've been on the road a lot, as we've said before. Last weekend against Anderson in the battle for the belt. And you thoroughly defeated Anderson 42-10. Talk about the team's performance here, and were you concerned when the team went down 10-0 because you dropped the first two and then you didn't lose one after that?
Oh, absolutely. I was very concerned. We had two 25-pounders weighed in, and our 33-pounder was out with an ankle injury. So we weighed those two guys in, and basically it was a coin toss who wrestled 25 and who wrestled 33. Our original starter wrestled 33, and then Dylan wrestled 25, and Dylan This is a guy that's just been there for us all year long for the last 2 years, just plugging away at it, still recovering from some injuries. And that kind of showed. You know, he battled off most of the match and you know, did the best he could. And then he went down with a pin. And then Jake came out there, you know, fought hard, but just, I think the weight, you know, it just was a little too much. And that goes to tell you, hey, 8 pounds makes a big difference, especially when you get down to those quote-unquote flyweight guys. So after that, though, you know, guys kind of got it together and really, you know, was smooth sailing after that. So it was kind of refreshing to know that this is getting too close for comfort. I was a little worried, I'll be honest with you, but guys did a good job.
Yeah, that you sort of answered the follow-up question I had to that, is how much difference does 8 pounds make? And can kind of talk of specifics about how much that 8 pounds makes between a 125 and a 133?
Well, you got to think about it from this perspective. You got a guy that's, you know, basically dropping, you know, one meal, as opposed to another guy that's dropping 3 meals as far as what he's going to eat and what he's not going to eat. And when you think about the 25 and 33 pounders, you know, I'm a 25 pounder and I got to wrestle a guy that's 33. Well, hey, he may have missed 2 meals and I may have missed 2 meals, but you know, hey, I have to worry about him being on top of me for 7 minutes or having his hand on my head for 4 minutes, and it's a lot of weight, and you know, it makes a big difference in, you know, having to try to move that guy around and maneuver him to be able to execute your moves. It's very difficult.
And you both could just decide to call it quits and eat cheeseburgers too, I suppose.
If you're I wish you could have done that in both of those weight classes.
Well, you also sent, and I know we're running out of time here, we'll continue this thought when we come back, but you sent a couple of wrestlers to Newberry for the Newberry Open as well, and heavyweight Marquine Hill won his first tournament. Can you talk for a couple of seconds on that real fast? Yeah,
Marquine did a great job for us, gave us another opportunity to have one champion in every single tournament we've been to this year, which is a great accomplishment for our program. And you know, just good for him, helps him continue to keep driving and making his way into trying to be in that starting lineup.
All right, Coach, we're going to take our first break. We're going to come back and talk a little more to Coach OT about the upcoming matches.
I thought it was my lungs.
I was having shortness of breath.
I had a great team of doctors.
Dr. Lowry, wonderful doctor. The only one, really, who has ever had my heart in his hand.
I don't think you got any better treatment in Duke than you got him.
I felt very safe.
I mean, I feel good, got energy.
I go to the mall and walk 2 miles.
I come out victorious.
I love Southeastern, and of course, if it has something to do with their heart, this is where you get it.